Hello and welcome to my channel, PJ Cobra the Beetle Builder. My name is Pete and I model. No, I make models, or at least I build models from different work companies like Agora, Model Space, Eaglemoss, and I think those are the big ones. And I'm bringing in one from Porsche, but that's later on this year. And we're going on with the VW Beetle. I've not had quite a few packages in, but I have had them charged. I've had quite a bit of contact with the Model Space, but they came through and sent me 3 packages, number 2, 3 and 4. And the regular 5 came in as well, so that's going proper now. We're waiting on the VW bus Samba, but that's all right. I've got my tea, got my tools, and why not? Let's just start turning you down. Okay, let's just open it up. This is package, as I said, pack number 2, and I've got stage number 6 here, which is the left front hub brake and shock absorber. So I don't know if we're gonna put that aside straight away, but I will be putting that on the wheel so I know it's the left front and not something else. We're going to start with that and that little thing, and we're going to put that through. And let's see, they're holding it like that, and that is going over. That is going over that. We're going to put that. Yep. That's peculiar. They're saying the left front, and I'm having all R's on this. Is this a stuff up, or did I not read it? It says left front, but it is all right. It's all marked with R's. Well, let's just put it together. If I look at the picture, it looks all right. Let's hold them together. And we're gonna put the SDO ones in. I'm going to put that aside, get my favorite screwdriver out. It's becoming a bit of a mess. I'm sorry guys. I'm a bit thrown by the fact that they're saying it should be left, but it is alright. And we're putting that on. It is in a slight angle. That's what they're saying in the build guide as well. And then we're going to put a DO4 or an SDO4. These little loose parts we're going to keep to the side, because in the next stage we're going to do something with it. And we're going to stage number 7. This is also called the left front wheel. I'm still a little bit thrown that that is right, but we'll find out. Okay, this is stage number 7. As you can see, I've done that wheel already. I needed some hot water, so I've done that beforehand, and that just makes it a little bit easier. So we're going to put those together. Then we're turning it over, and we're going to put a little bit of oil on it. There's hardly any oil in there, but it's just to make it easier for it to go in. As you can see, it's moving good. It's not wobbling, and we've done that. So we bring that little wheel hub. What do you want to call it? Well, they're calling it just a badge, VW, and I'm going to make it so that it is in as if, and there we go. So these are the parts for stage 8. That is the driver's side door, and we are going to put on the window first with SD05, and it's pretty easy. We're going to put it in like that, and I'm holding it because I don't want it to be on the floor or on the my screwdriver. So that's the SD05 screw with a massive flange on it, all to keep that window in properly. That's that. I'm gonna get the cloth out, and then we're going to go to the other side because we're going to put a door latch in. We're going to turn it around again, and we're going to put the tiniest of screws in here, and we're going to put that in right there. The cloth helps to put it in. Put it in a little bit more because I feel a wobble. You know me and wobble tests. That side is in properly, and that's that in stage number 8. Okay, these are the parts. We've got 3 different screws. That's an SD06 and an SD07 and an SP. But it said a plastic screw, and I've looked at the diagram. I've got it on my side there. Okay. We're going to put the hinges on the doors. There's a latch there, or there's a lug there and a lug hole. And we put the hinges in here. They are pretty darn red, and we're going to put the SD07 most probably. There are only 2 of them. They're pretty large screws. Dip it in a bit of oil. There you go, they're in properly. Put those together. They're not showing this part here, or at least it's not properly visible. Slightly fiddly. It's too tight. Okay, it moves about. It looks like I've done this properly. So we're going to put that whole assembly into the door, and we're going to use SD06 to put them onto the door itself. Yes, SD06. I've put a little oil on it. Oil. And is that stage 9 done? That is stage 9 done. There you go. Okay, these are the parts for the next step, which is the driver side door, what they call the driver side door card and internal fittings. Well, as you can see, it looks pretty much like the internal fittings. Let me just get the parts diagram. We're gonna get that brownish part. We're gonna get the door handle or the window turner. It has a keyhole pattern, so you can't move it when it's screwed in. And we are going to use the 9, which is the flanged screw, and it's going into plastic, so no need to put any lubricant on. So what I've just done is put the window turner up. We're going to go on to the part next to it, which is the door handle opener. You want to put it in like that and push it there, and I'm quite sure this thing will go in there. They're not showing it on the picture, but I'm pretty darn sure that goes together. So we put that handle in there as well, push it in very well from that side. We're going to unscrew this a bit and screw it in again. That looks properly. It can be moved a bit, but that's all, and I think that's more than enough. Then we've got the handle for the door. You want it to open up the oi, as you heard, you need to push that in properly, and we are going to put in some kind of screw, but OD09, OP09. As you heard me say, P is plastic, so no need for lubricant to push it in. This is a screw with a very big flange. So we're going to put that same screw into the other one. There you go. That is what it looks like. Yeah, you see me looking at my watch because that's where I see what the picture is on the close-up camera. Then we're going to put that in. It feels like something else, but it is plastic. At least, and it looks like something else. And we're going to put screws in too. 1 and 2 only. And those are the SD04s, I think. Yes, sir. I'm going to put that on that little cloth again. There we go, SD04s. And in this case, it is going into metal. So I put a bit of oil on that and tighten it up. And then we're going to put it in with those parts into those notches. So what I did as a little tip to get that in is put a screwdriver underneath so it bends a little bit, so it's easier to put it on the other side. But make sure you put the one with the two notches in first. Push them in thoroughly so you have the movement to the side again, so you can put it in. But that's the door, the passenger side door in. So this is stage number 11. I think I need to get in the seat. So we're having that in. We made that in an earlier stage. And these are the parts for number 11. We're going to get that part out, and we're going to put the recliner mechanism in. That's the left hand side, and we're going to put what kind of screw in there? Why are you asking that question, Mr. Cooper? As you can see, there are no other screws, Mr. Cooper. Now we'll do the same thing on the other side. There you go. The screw was fighting me. What I do find slightly disturbing is the fact that there's a big gap there, but we'll see. Put that little on, that's where you're supposed to be changing that the angle. So we are now going to get those two together. As you can see, put those in first, then push the other ones in. And of course those are the same screws again, because we haven't got anything else. These go in slightly easier. So let's do the other side as well. We're going through these parts pretty quickly now. Ah, that's why the screw head is completely kaput. They sent me a kaput screw, that's why I was struggling. It's not the first time they've given us a kaput screw. That makes that seat complete. And we have one screw that is kaput, so no need for that, so we can chuck it. Okay, we've got stage 12 here. So that's stage 12, but we're getting in stage 13 straight away. But these are the parts for stage number 11 and 12. Am I correct on that? 12 and 13. Now we're going to start with 13A, of course. We're going to put that on. Don't know what they're calling it. Is it? Oh, that's the anti-roll bar. We're pushing that little bracket in there, over it. Nope. We're doing, of course, we're doing it on the other side as well. And we're pushing it back into its place, its proper position. I'm putting a little bit of tape on this one, because I'm going to screw in this one first. And what kind of screws are we using? 11. Ooh, those are the massively little screws. Wow. I don't know if you can see this. I can't. But we're going to put that tiny little screw, which is the SP 11, in. We're going to do that on the other side as well. As you can see, those are both in, and we can take that little bit of tape out because it's not going to fall out again. That's in. It can be moved about. Yeah. Okay, we've got this little bracket. See, I cannot push it out again. We've got this little bracket. We're going to put it right into there, like so. And we're going to put it D04 in there. They're changing these screws over very quickly because I've got a large one again and I had these tiny ones in the front. Yep, you saw me putting it in without oil, but it went in properly and it's not, no, it's not a wobble. So we're going to take the wheel that we did in stage 2 and we're going to put that little bracket on. This should be, yep, in a slight angle away from the wheel, as you can see right there. like that. It's away from the wheel, and we are going to put that in, and we're going to put that same OD 04 from, okay, as you can see I'm holding it there. A bit of oil, then fire it down. And that is in properly. Now I think with exactly the same thing with the previous stage, that is that, and we're going to put that aside. I'm going to put that straight away in my screw box with the other parts that are already there. But that stage is complete with that, like that. And I don't think we do have the little hub there as well, screw cap or whatever you want to call it. We're going straight to 14. We're not doing anything with that, so we're putting that aside. That's the last stage in this pack. There's not a lot to do, I think, but I can be mistaken. It's completely empty. We've got that part, a pin, another pin, and these pins usually have a rough side on one of the two sides, which makes it work. And I've laid it out with the right there and the left there. We're gonna hold it like that, right front, with the flat side down, so like that. And we're going to push that pin in. Wow. That is not going to be easy. So I've got the pin in, the rough side is out there now. This is not working, so what happens then is you get out the tweezers. That's a bit of a pity though, because that usually scratches the paint a lot. You don't want that, really don't want that to happen. So before I put that in, as you can see, I needed to put use a tweezer with a serrated beak, and that makes that happen. So I'm going to do a little touch up, and I'll show you when I'm done. And I'm very happy with level aqua colors, and that most probably is the left hand side, so we're going to do it like that. This is not too clear. Okay, yes, with that. So what we're going to do first is going to put the screws in, and we're going to put it in like that, and we are pushing it down, and we're using the 04s, and we are going to use a little bit of oil here because we're going into metal. So I'm going to put the screws aside a bit. We only use the ODO4s. And all the other screws will be used later. Oh shoot. Rear hole frontal direction of travel. Oh, I did it right. Yep. Go. There's so much paint in there that that thing won't go in. So what I do is twist my tweezer in there, and then you can put the torsion bar in there. There you go. This is the travel direction, so that's right, left, and that's right. And the larger hole is as you can see there, should be on the back. So what do we have? We have the left hand side tire, and what they call the left, but which is right, as you can see right there, and they will be mounted in some way there. Okay, we're going to start on the left hand side. This is left, but they're turning it upside down, so this is the right hand side. So we're putting an ODO8 in there through that hole, into that hole. So that's right, and we've got right here. Put it on that side, tip into a bit of glue, and then screw it down. It's grabbing properly, and with that oil in there, it makes it a hell of a lot easier to do. And that little thing is pushing forward, so we're doing the same thing on this side. Big check, it is L, and this is L as well, and we almost have a half rolling chassis like that. And we're putting in that 8 again, and we've got 2 spare 4s left. I will have to check that. I may have missed something somewhere. And that's that. The front part of the chassis is rolling. As you can see, that is stage pack 2 done, stage 14. Yeah, that's stage 14 completely done. I'm going to have to check that because I've got an extra screw left. But let's just have a look at you guys. Well, that was that. It's it was some build. A little bit of a fiddly things there, but there were a lot of different screws in here, and one screw head that was not properly casted, or I don't know how they do that, but I couldn't put my Phillips in there. And furthermore, it's just perfect, and it went fine. And we'll see what we do next week, and or you'll see what I've done next week, and that will be part 3 of box 3 done. And it is a nice build. It was a bit fiddly. It's not as bad as the fiddliness that you get on the Peugeot 205, but that is that is some build. It is stunning, but this is very nice as well. And I'm looking forward and doing the next ones on this build. So let's just say thank you very much. Like, subscribe, and pass it on, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.